Hello and welcome to the channel of Absolute Quality, and today we are going to be doing a new series and it's called Perk Talk. So today on Perk Talk we're going to be talking about the infamous perk that I absolutely hate, which is Ricochet rounds. So Ricochet rounds is when your rounds ricochet off hard surfaces. If you can see by the video, I'm showing you exactly what's happening. So you shoot at a wall and or ground or a floor or a ceiling or anything really, and the bullets bounce off. Basically everything's a hard surface, so I mean it's kind of how it is. But if you kind of look at it, it does increase your stability and it slightly increases range. So those are the two things that it has, for the stats of the weapon that is bringing out for it. So yeah, I mean that could potentially bring Ricochet rounds into a nice little light there, because it does increase your ability to hold onto the recoil, as well as gives you a little bit more range for that damage fall off. The perk also allows you to actually get more damage when it ricochets off the ground versus just shooting a body shot. So as you're shooting your body shots, you'll notice if you point it down at the ground and it hits the ground first and then hits them, it actually does a little bit more damage than it normally would for a body shot. So that is actually pretty nice with the perk. You have a little bit of extra damage coming out of there. It's pretty nice. But now let's move over to the cons of Ricochet rounds. So first of all, Ricochet rounds, you're not even shooting at the enemy, so you're not even pointing your weapon at the enemy. You're just hitting the ground or the wall or the ceiling. When you're doing that, you're hitting the body at all times. Try hitting a headshot like that. Where is the headshot damage? Okay? Think about this. Think about it. Just go back into the deep recesses of your mind and think about what's happening here. Okay, so Ricochet rounds, really cool concept. I'm shooting the ground. I'm hitting him. I'm doing more body shot damage. But you could be doing triple that damage with a headshot if you're aiming at the player or the enemy. And if you're shooting for the head, you're also going to hit body shots, but you're more likely to hit headshots. Now, try hitting a headshot with Ricochet rounds. That's impossible. It's very difficult to try and figure out the trajectory of the bullet once it hits the ground to even hit the body of the player, let alone hitting the dome. That's literally my only problem with Ricochet rounds is, I mean, obviously, yes, it's doing a little bit more damage with the ricochet off the ground, and then it's doing a little bit more damage coming off the ground, but you're never going to hit a headshot like that. And if you do, you're a god. Like, there's no way. Like, you have to be the master of trajectory to understand where your bullets are going to go as soon as you hit a wall. That's madness. That's insane. If you do this, you're insane. But for the normal player that really doesn't care for doing all of that, they're going to shoot at the person and try to get headshots and kill them as fast as possible via that way. Because when you're shooting at someone and you're only hitting body shots, it does take a little bit of time to kill them. And by that time, the enemy is either A, punched you and you're dead immediately because, strike buffs, or you're dead from the enemy player that you were fighting 10 seconds ago, and you had the jump on him. So Ricochet rounds. All right, so since this is a new series, I'm going to say what's going on right now. I'm going to rate it a 1 out of 10 in the PvE and the PvP. I'm not going to combine those in any way. I'm not going to rank them in any way for any perks that I do from here on out. It's just going to be, a nice little quick tidbit of information on how I think these perks involve themselves in PvE versus PvP. Some perks are going to be heavily PvP, some are going to be heavily PvE, but some can do both, and some shouldn't do any. So let's go ahead and test this one out. So for PvE, fighting regular enemies, yeah, you can do a little bit extra body shot damage when you're running around walls and you're just shooting willy-nilly all over the place. But if you're really just trying to get through like a strike or something, you're definitely going to want to shoot headshots on enemies, and you definitely want to just, not screw around. You're going to do this fast. And then in Nightfall, you definitely want to do it fast, so there's no reason to even try that. And then in a raid, obviously, you want to kill the enemies off before they kill you and, turn your team into meat. So you want to hit headshots and kill everything. You're not going to be able to do that when you're focused on Ricochet rounds. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really like unnecessary to even just do this, to hit the ground to hit your targets. It's really unnecessary. Like, it just doesn't make any freaking sense when you're doing it in the PvE mode. So for PvE, it's getting a 1. It just doesn't make any sense. Why are you trying to do this when you could easily get a headshot and do double the damage, triple the damage? It's crazy. So now moving on over to the PvP side of things. When you're in PvP arena, yeah, maybe you could hold off a wall or something, shoot it, and then you can maybe hit someone hiding behind that wall if you know that they're there and you know they're weak. But the odds of that happening are actually very slim, especially since they could either jump, crouch, move, further back or just simply run away, it's very, very difficult to get the trajectory right, as you can probably see by the gameplay that I'm using. It's actually really hard to get the trajectory right. Actually, it's not even that hard to get the trajectory right. It's hard to kill them with the same trajectory as they're moving and jumping and sliding. And you're trying to not even shoot at him, but on the ground in front of him or the wall to the side of him. It just doesn't make any freaking sense. Like I said with the PvP, the PvE. It just doesn't make any freaking sense. Like, it is useless, to be 100% honest with you. Like, you are going to shoot him in the head every single time. If you play Destiny and you're telling me you go into the Crucible to shoot the ground to hit them with your freaking Ricochet rounds, you're lying. There is no way you go in there and do that. You're pulling out your Graviton Lance or your Mida Multi-Tool or your Vigilance Wing, Anti-OD, Uriel's Gift, whatever you thoroughly enjoy, and you're going to drop headshots all day because you know that you can kill someone with a headshot and you're not worried about trying to hit the freaking ground. Absolutely ridiculous. So PvE or PvP, it's getting a 1 again. It is a 1-to-1 weapon. Or 1-to-1 perk, I should say. It sucks. All right. You know what, you guys, I've been grilled by this. I've been grilled that Ricochet rounds actually does something. It actually does something. I've had comments that say, dude, you should check out this other guy's video. Ricochet rounds work. Dude, Ricochet rounds are actually really good. Ricochet rounds are the worst thing I have ever used. And I've used it a lot. I've used it in a lot of different weapons. And there is no situation ever that I have been in, except for one, where I was able to kill someone with a Ricochet round. And the one time it happened was a freaking miracle. I was just spraying at a different guy, and someone else got hurt, ran behind a wall, my bullet ricocheted off the wall and killed him. What are the odds of that happening? What are the odds of me shooting at someone else, someone jumping over him, getting hurt, going behind a wall, and my bullet somehow hitting him? That is ridiculous. I just don't get it. Honestly, it's literally useless. 100% useless. Ricochet rounds should not exist. I mean, it's cool. It's a cool concept, you know. It's a cool concept on the hard light, you know, because it's a hard light, so it's hard and bouncy, so it bounces off stuff, and it's light, so yeah, it's kind of cool, you know. Yeah, it does a little bit more perks with that, you know. It's not singular for the hard light. It's a little bit different with the exotic because it's the ricochets in the exotic perk. But with the regular weapon, with the regular perk, Ricochet rounds, it is just garbage. 100%. 1 in PvE, 1 in PvP. Thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys learned a little bit about perks, and thanks for watching.